Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. Well, he thought he could escape justice. But former FBI Director James Comey is getting word from the Justice Department that it's time to lawyer up because justice is coming. But before we get into this story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Well, James Comey has been in the public eye for far too long. He has been one of the most politicized FBI directors in U.S. history, and he has wrought immeasurable damage to the U.S. public confidence in their institutions, and especially the Federal Bureau of Investigation. You might recall that James Comey intervened in the 2016 election by declining to prosecute former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for her email scandal. Of course, we know all about that, where she had a homebrew server where she transmitted classified information, and reports are that foreign adversaries actually compromised this information and put national security at risk. And we have laws about this, but James Comey apparently didn't see fit to enforce the law against Hillary Clinton. Instead, he opened up a politicized investigation against Donald Trump, Crossfire Hurricane, as you might know. And that is where the latest word is coming, that he is going to be indicted potentially in the next few days, according to reports from Just the News. So he has got the word coming that he is going to be indicted, and that has to do with several misdeeds that he had carried out while he was an FBI director. Now, of course, we know he intervened in the 2016 election, and the Crossfire Hurricane investigation that was, of course, front and center in the U.S. news for years essentially led to a Mueller investigation that showed that Donald Trump was not guilty of Russia collusion. The Mueller investigation could not establish that fact. And now we have emails from Department of National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard that shows the Obama administration knew full well that the Russia collusion theory was based on faulty information. It was extremely doubtful, essentially because the sourcing of it was so dubious. And as we know, and as they cover up, it came ultimately down to the Hillary Clinton campaign and the DNC pushing political opposition research into the FBI. And that was when James Comey was in charge. And of course, we know now that he may have lied to Congress about the Russia collusion investigation. He essentially leaked information to the press, and that is a violation of the Code of Ethics, and he is going to be indicted, and that is likely going to happen within the next few days.
Three sources familiar tell MSNBC former FBI Director James Comey is expected to be indicted in the coming days. The full extent of the charges being prepared against Comey is unclear. Joining us now, MSNBC Justice and Intelligence correspondent Ken Delanian and MSNBC Senior Investigative Correspondent Carol Lenig. Chris O'Leary, Ashley Parker still with us. Carol, help us understand the reporting.
So, Katie, we have some sources who say that for several weeks now, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Virginia, and actually in offices that are potentially much further south than Alexandria, have been eyeing ways to indict Comey, and they are getting very much closer. The statute of limits, rephrase, they are arguing that Comey, there is evidence to suggest Comey lied to Congress in his testimony on the Hill in September of 2020. And for viewers out in the audience who may not be legally as nerdy as me and Ken, I'll just say that there's a statute of limitations to charge people with the crime of lying to Congress or perjury, and that's 5 years. The 5-year statute runs this month.
If you really desire justice against James Comey, please like, share, and comment this story below. We always appreciate your feedback and for you watching Explain America.